And that's a memo. Now, for the top story tonight, what was the best moment and what was the worst moment in the President's State of the Union address? We asked Dr. Frank Luntz to wire up the folks and find out for us. He joins us now from Baltimore. All right, set the scene as you always do, Doctor.
Well, we wanted to go to one of the swing states, the important states for 2010, so we went to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, on the University of Pennsylvania campus. 26 participants, evenly divided between John McCain and Barack Obama, handed them our patented Fox News dials. And the higher you see the lines climb, the more favorable the reaction. If you see them go down, it means that the voters don't like what they're hearing.
Okay, and that's where we begin. The worst moment, according to the folks, in the State of the Union address. Roll it.
Experts from across the political spectrum warned that if we did not act, we might face a second depression. So we acted, immediately and aggressively. And 1 year later, the worst of the storm has passed, but the devastation remains.
Okay, so he did pretty well if that was the worst thing that he said. The Democrats were, 50, 60%, Republicans down below 40. But the Democrats went down at the end, and I thought they liked the economic stimulus, did they not?
Well, here's the issue, that no one believes that the recession is over. It was Larry Summers who made the comment on ABC News that the recession was over and that the recovery had begun. Look, if you're unemployed, if you're afraid of losing your job, if you didn't get the pay increase you were expecting, you think that the recession is still ongoing. And it's a mistake for the Obama administration to try to tell people that they should feel good when they, frankly, feel pretty bad.
Okay, so it wasn't a matter of debating the effectiveness of the government stimulus to try to prop up the banks, keep them from collapsing. It was just that President Obama was indicating to these people that the worst is behind us and they don't believe it.
They don't believe it because they're suffering right now. I've seen polling data that 2/3 of Americans are still not going out to dinner as much as they used to, that half of them are unable to donate to charities as much as they want, 40% are cutting back on what they're spending on their kids, and even 1 out of 4 have reduced how much money they're spending for doctors or for health care. So, Bill, this is a serious recession here, and when Obama says that the worst is over, the ear of the average American is, he thinks that we're through it. And they're not.
Okay, in both parties. Now, this was his best moment. We'll take.
They're tired of the partisanship and the shouting and the pettiness. They know we can't afford it. Not now. So we face big and difficult challenges. And what the American people hope, what they deserve, is for all of us, Democrats and Republicans, to work through our differences, to overcome the numbing weight of our politics.
Okay, so it's the let's all get together and solve the problems that worked for the president last night.
Right, and it's also about let's end the negativity, let's end the accusations, and later on in the speech, Obama came after the Republicans for disagreeing on principle. And it's interesting that tomorrow he's going to address the House Republican Conference in their meeting right here in Baltimore. That the American people are saying to politics and politicians, enough is enough, we want it done differently. Frankly, Bill, they want Barack Obama's communication from his election campaign rather than the policies that he's promoted over the last year.
Okay. So it's interesting, though, that both parties still want cooperation and to bring the temperature down. Because it is obviously a divided country right now. The other thing is that President Obama did blame the Bush administration in his speech last night for a lot of the problems that he has not yet solved. And then he appeals for, well, let's all get together and work together. I said, well, wait. You continue to blame the other guys, and then you want to get together and work together. I don't know how that works,
Well, one of the coolest things that we found in the research we did 10 days ago up in Boston is that Scott Brown's campaign, when he said, I am not Bush Cheney. I'm running for the U.S. Senate for the people's seat, not Ted Kennedy's seats, and I'm an independent voice. When he challenged his opponent who was criticizing him for the Bush Cheney policies, not only did he score points, he actually won votes. And that is a lesson for the Republican Party that there is a way to respond to this. It's to simply say, hey, I wasn't there. This is not part of me. Let's focus on the future, not be trapped in the past.
Okay. And we asked Frank to pick one thing that he found very interesting in his dial-up session last night. Roll the tape.
Starting in 2011, We are prepared to freeze government spending for 3 years. Spending related to our national security, Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security will not be affected. But all other discretionary government programs will.
Now, the Democrat, as soon as he said freeze, the Democrat line went down, and then
yes.
when we started to explain it, went up. What's that all about?
It's funny because the Democrats really don't want to freeze. They want more investment, more spending on these programs, and the Republicans don't trust him, so that's why they didn't respond. Here was something that I know in polling would get a 70 or 75% support level, but not in these dials. And by the way, Bill, if any of your viewers want to participate and grab one of those dials themselves and react to the ads, react to these speeches, they need to go to theworddoctors.com. Theworddoctors.com. They can sign up, and we're going to be doing this all through the year. That was my favorite clip because both sides had a problem with it.
All right. Frank, thanks very much as always. We appreciate it. Next time, to run down Laura Ingraham will give us